We'll let John Werner get us started.
Hey, Dave. What do y'all have to do to get your ground game going, do you think? I know there's just one game left, but
Yeah, I think honing in on two or three things and spending all our time on those things and showing the looks that we're anticipating we're going to see and just preparing to the best we can for a limited number of runs versus the variety of looks we're going to see. And then I think it's bringing guys in individually and showing them when they're at their best and when we're not at our best, and what that difference is and how we can be at our best for this last week, and what that takes on Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, Friday to do that. I think also the ability to improve on the perimeter. I think the more pressure and the more interior twists and stunts you get, the more you want to be able to go out, and so that the same goes on the perimeter, right? And cleaning up kind of our rules there, and then taking the work that we've put in throughout the weeks and making sure that shows up on Saturday. And that could again be with simplification. That could be with just constant reinforcement throughout the week, so that we can run the ball like we need to run it.
is there any chance you'll get a Quaylen or Lovett back this week?
Love it. I don't think so. I'll know a little bit more the middle of the week. I think Quaylen looks promising, so we're hopeful we can get Quaylen.
Thank you.
Yep.
Next up, Jerry Hill.
Dave, obviously lose the game, but does the defense maybe even build more confidence with what they did against, you would say right now the most explosive team in the league? And then Josh Landry in particular seemed like he was very disruptive.
Yeah, I think defensively the ability there to play no matter what the circumstance, and I think for us that's like the ability is to work that process and to knock out what's right in front of me, and not think about what's coming, not think about what just happened, not think about what people could be saying about this or that, but just focus on what's right in front of you and knock it out. And I feel like we were able to do that to a degree. I thought the sidelines and the huddles before we took the field was a lot of intent, man. The guys' eyes were burning. I thought Petrie was at his best in that area, and Dylan Doyle was at his best. Talk about both guys have just sacrificed a lot and are not at their best, but are giving it their best. And I thought that inspired the rest of the crew to play. You think we were able to get that last pick there at the end. I mean, I thought that there's a lot of fight in the guys, so I'm proud of that. And then with Landry, I think there's I remember him. In the K-State game, he's crawling there to make that. I think there's a second down stop he made, that 4-minute stop that got the ball back to the offense for their final drive. And there's a lot of just effort plays that he made. I'm so proud of him. I think there's things that he has really worked on to improve, and a lot of it is just kind of how he approaches things and how he sees things, and good things are happening for him. So I'm proud of him.
Dave, have you ever had a situation like you've had at running back where you get to like the seventh guy? I mean, any of your coaching stops, have you ever had a situation where you get that deep in the depth chart?
No, but we're attacking it though. I thought there was a lot of really good things brought to the table on Saturday night, and we will continue to attack it. And I think who is next man up. But even more so, it's like, let's take advantage of this opportunity. Let's take advantage of what's right in front of us, right? Let's not deter or let's not veer off course. Let's do what we can, and let's do it at 100%. And I felt like that occurred. And I think we just have to do that again.
And Jonah, I'm sorry to keep asking questions, but Jonah White, is that something y'all had seen in practice that he could really help you? I mean, particularly the catches out of the backfield and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I'm a big fan of his. I know that in practice there's one particular there's a pass out of backfield, just like how you're saying, and he was able to stick his foot in the ground, make a guy miss, lower his shoulder, and really there's from the foot in the ground to the acceleration. It was kind of like, who was that? And it's like, that's him. And so from that point on, I mean, he's had that ability, but he's such a there's a humble heart in there where it's like whatever we're asking him to do, he's going to do. But it's cool when you have your moment and you take advantage of it. And so I just thought they're late in the game. His ability to take those checkdowns and just get north and south, we've got some other guys that we can learn from that and get north and south off those catches. And I thought he did a great job.
Next up, Bryce Cherry.
Dave, offensive line has had various issues this year with injuries and COVID and stuff. How do you guys feel like you've made any progress there on the line?
I would have said yes prior to the game we just played. I thought it was disappointing our inability to run the ball. I thought protection-wise there were some positives. There's a few times we were late on guys, or guys were taking the cadence and hitting it right. But I thought outside of that, when we struggled to run it and they knew that we were going to throw it, and they were coming with their stuff, we were able to get in front of them and give Charlie a chance, I felt. But in running the ball, I would have said prior to this that we had, since everyone had been together and we were able to kind of work in a more cohesive fashion, that there was some improvement. I felt like we took a step back just in running the ball, on Saturday.
We'll go to Kevin Lundquist.
Dave, I'm sorry, I didn't catch this on your Big 12 call segment, but I'm assuming you were asked about the status of Ben Sims' interest and then even Jonah, because I know Jonah was holding his wrist when he left the game Saturday night.
Yeah, we feel good about Jonah. I think the others were Ben. It doesn't look good for Ben, and that was an update just from the Big 12 call to coming here. And then the others will know a little bit more on Tuesday and Wednesday possibly.
Okay. And then can you speak to, your linebackers have been so consistent this year, and, particularly how Abram has filled in for Terrell, and you're getting most of those guys back, if not all of them back next year. What have you seen from that position group this year that gives you a lot of optimism moving forward?
Well, I love Abram and just his willingness to learn and grow. I think Abram's got a learner's heart. I think you can never give him enough, and so I appreciate that. And I think when we first started, I remember Abram was a move for him to be in there, and there were things that maybe just didn't come as natural as maybe you would like, and that didn't deter him. And he kept at it, and Ron kept at it. Ron Roberts, I think, has done a great job with Abram, and Abram had a hell of a game. And there's plays that he made, and effort plays, technique plays. Really, really proud. And it just goes to show when you care that much about a thing and you put all your effort into the thing, good things come to you. And I'm happy for him. I'm glad that we can all see that. I think sometimes we lose sight of that. But I think linebacker-wise as well, I think just the ability of that core to be cohesive, the motions and the runs, the counters, and the varying fits, where we struggled at times at K-State, and we were able to make those corrections and see a lot of those same runs. On Saturday, I thought we played them really good. And
Lastly, you've already been speaking about shutting down Oklahoma, but that's an offense that averages over 500 yards, and you guys held them to just a little bit more than half of that. Was that even more unexpected than expected, or did you feel like you guys really had a chance to really shut them down and give yourselves a chance to try and win that?
No, we felt good about it. I think, just from our end of it, the work throughout the week was really good. I thought the meetings and practice, there was a good confidence there. I thought that the plan, Ron's plan, I gave all the credit to Ron with his plan. I thought Ron was very detailed and very precise in what he was asking guys to do in terms of who was in the game and what was the down and distance and the whole thing. He had it down. And so then the ability to kind of walk through with those guys just fits and just be as detailed as we can. I thought there was some misfits from the week prior, and we were able to address that. And then I think on the other end, just from us knowing what that's like to be shut down and then to start back up and then to be shorthanded on one side. And so you're going to be spending time with that side and how much is going into the other side. All of that, we figured there would be an opportunity there.
All right. Thank you very much. Sorry if I cut you off a moment ago.
All good.
Go back to John Warner.
Dave, what do you see from Oklahoma State?
A lot of talent. I think defensively, really good front. I think really aggressive. I know their defensive coordinator. We would visit. I remember calling him up when he was at Duke and when I was at LSU and talking to him just about kind of how they play. They were really playing RPOs really well at that time, Coach Knowles, and really impressed with just his intelligence and just how open he was. And so we were able to have him come down and visit quite a bit. And I think it was 2-3 times he came down to visit, and we shared quite a lot and really impressed just with everything that he does. I thought they've had a really good defensive outfit this year, and they're awfully aggressive. So they're going to be on the aggressive side for sure. And so you know what you're going to get there. Offensively, I just feel very much, a box count team. If we overload the box, they throw to the outside guys and they take that matchup. If you put 2 high safeties back, they're going to run the ball. And so it's about as true to form in that regard as about anyone that you play. But they've got the guys where it counts, right? So like if you load it, then that one-on-one's a true challenge. And if you lighten the box, then with their O-line up on your guys and the running backs that they have, it's a challenge there too. So, they make you work. I have a lot of respect for their head coach, and he's had good offenses year in, year out. So it'll be a challenge.
Dave, y'all did not get to play a non-conference game. Is there any chance y'all try to schedule one on the 19th?
We're not looking that way right now. We're looking, everything. All eyes are on this Saturday and the game versus Oklahoma State, and all our focus is really on that.
Okay, thank you.
All right, we'll let Bryce finish us up.
Dave wanted to circle back to the offensive line for just a second. Personnel wise, do you guys like where you're at there for, especially as you think about 2021 and the guys that you have coming back, there and maybe the guys that are coming in?
Yeah, I think we do like our personnel. I think we've got to get bigger and stronger in that, and that's going to come. I think, like everybody, all of that was interrupted with COVID. I think the ability to build depth, I think, is a key piece. There's not a lot of depth. There's not a lot of competition at spots, and so I think the ability to bring depth so you can withstand injury. There's quite a bit of this guy's starting here, but he's the backup there, and he's also the backup here, and there's a lot of this moving on. And you like to have it to where I'm playing here and I'm backed up by a guy that's challenging my butt every day, and so I got to be on it because he's breathing down my neck. And then down the line with the 4 other slots, same thing. And so we've got to build it to that. And I think, another year in that system, understanding kind of the what ifs and understanding the also ands, I think are really key there, because that's such a big piece. That's the glue, really. I think we'll be better.
All right, thank you, everybody. You all have a great day.
Thank you, guys.